It's bright and early. I think it's about 6:27. And we're working on a twin. Solve the linear quadratic system using the substitution property. I have no idea how many answers it has, but I know what y is. I'm literally going to take all of this here. Y is x plus 4. Then I'm going to put it right there. It's called substitution. Substitution is probably the easiest algebraic technique there is, but it's amazing how many kids just struggle with it. Anyways, this is what I have. Now I'm going to put it in standard form. I'm actually going to shift everything left because I want this guy right here to become a positive. So x squared plus an x, and then 4 minus 6 is negative 2, and its quantity is equal to 0. And I feel like that's going to factor. It's going to take an x and an x to make x squared. Factors of 2 are 2 and 1. And if I add 2 and take away 1, I get the 1 in the middle. So I get that x is negative 2 or x is 1. Now, let's talk about my ordered pairs. I have x values of negative 2 and 1, and I have this line y equals x plus 4. So if I take a negative 2 and add 4, I get 2. And if I take a 1 and add 4, I have 5. So that would be where these two things intersect. You have to do this by hand on your test. You have to do by hand. You have to. All right, solve using the graphing ability of your TI-84. It would be wonderful if I had one out. Be right back. Actually, I do have one. Somebody left one up here the other day. And it's been sitting on my desk for about 3 days now. All right, so y equals negative 3x plus a 4. And then 2x squared plus 2x minus a 4. And I'm not paying attention when I'm typing in. But this was put in y2 and this was put in y1. And I've seen kids do this on their end of course test. You notice what I did there? I was just typing and I wasn't looking. I watched a kid do that during every question one time. And I just had to watch him do it. I'm observing, not teaching, not correcting. Anyways, after you're done with that, you do a zoom 6. There's the line. There's the parabola. There's an answer here, and there's also an answer up here. I'm going to hit window. I'm going to look up, I don't know, 20 units. I changed my Y max to 20. I should see the intersection. All right, so now it's second trace. Don't forget the second trace 5 for intersect. And you need to play along with your calculator. Instead of just copying me, get close and then press enter, enter, enter. And one of my x values is about negative 3.608. Actually, I'll just do the ordered pair here. The y value is about 14.825. There's one intersection. Second trace 5 again. Enter, enter, enter. And the other intersection is 1.108, 0.675. There you go. Not too hard. 13 is a solve using the quadratic formula. So I'm going to pick out A, she's 1, B is negative 6, and C is negative 5. Don't be the kid who can't do that. Don't be that kid. And by all means, sing the quadratic formula yourself, because x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And plug some stuff in, kids. Opposite of a negative 6 is a positive 6, plus or minus square root of a 6 squared. Remember, if you're going to square a negative, don't worry about the sign. Minus 4 times a times c, all sitting pretty over twice a. I'm just going to go ahead and break that apart into two fractions. And what do I have here? I have 6 over 2, which is a 3. And if I don't know what 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 5 is, God help me for starters, but whatever. You have not tried in a long time. You can also just press some buttons. And it's 56. Also over 2. Now, root 56 is divisible by 2. 56 is also divisible by 4. That's the one I want. I can think of root 56 as 4 14ths, which becomes 2 root 14. Now, don't you be sitting there thinking, Mr. Milbrath, 14 7 times 2. Can you take the square root of 7? No. Can you take the square root of 2? No. You're just not thinking. But anyways, I found that to be 2 root 14 over a 2. And the 2's now cancel. So I have 3 plus root 14 as one answer. And 3 minus root 14 is another answer. 14, solve 2x squared minus 8x equals 5 by using the quadratic formula. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to put in STD form. It has to be in standard form. And then you can pick out A, B, and C. A is 2, B is negative 8, and C is negative 5. And then again, the song goes x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. You just throw numbers at it, kids. So opposite of a negative 8 is a positive 8, plus or minus square root 8 squared minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 5, not 5. You got to put it in standard form. Both pieces over twice a 2. Now, 8 over 4 would be a 2. What's in our square root? Our square root is 64 plus 40. 4 times 2 is 8, times 5 is 40. There's 104 in there. Man, this is still over a 4. 104 should be something like 26 times 4. You know, I know some of you guys just don't know your multiplication, but it is. 26 is divisible by 2. This is 13 times 2 times 4. Can't take the square root of 13, cannot take the square root of 2, but I can take the square root of 4. So it's going to reduce down to 2 root 26. And again, it's still over 4. And then I can do the reduction here, 2. So 2 plus root 26 over 2. And don't notice that's not root 13. This is not root 13. Don't be that kid. It's not. The other one is 2 minus root 26 over 2. I'm going to pause real quick. All right. Moving on to the stuff I like the best. I like factoring because I find it to be very easy. Probably. I don't know. You may need to think 4x squared plus 0x minus 25. And you're learning guess and check. I guess I should say educated guess and check. You know, I have to make a 4x squared. There's two ways of doing that. You can be 4x and x, or you can be 2x and 2x, and 2x and 2x is the right guess. And 25, your gut should say 5 and 5. But to add to 0, one's negative, one's positive. You know, by the way, if listening to music, turn off music. You are not hearing the dialogue. You're not. You're just blindly copying me. And you haven't figured out yet. This is not a class where 60% of your grade comes from showing up to class and doing the stupid busy work. It's not that class. I don't know why that's being done with y'all so much. I don't know why you're basically getting a grade for coming to school. You shouldn't be. That's the least you can do. All right, what do we got to do here? Factor 16x squared plus 9. There's no equal sign. We're not solving. Don't be that kid. Didn't ask you to solve, just asked you to factor. All right, so you might try some things. I will see a lot of kids write this. This is how they'll answer. They will answer 4x plus 3, 4x plus 3. And it's also wrong because there's a 12x that's positive, there's a 12x that's positive, and that's 24x. It doesn't have any. There are literally no x's. It doesn't have 24x. I will also see 4x plus 3 and 4x minus 3. They're like, aha, that works. No, you're stupid. That's negative 9. Need positive 9. The only thing that works is to use imaginary numbers. Three I times a negative 3i is negative 9i squared, which is 9. We went over this. The correct solution is going to be 4x plus 3i and 4x minus 3i. Because, 4x times 4x is 16x squared. Then I have plus 12ix minus 12ix minus 9i squared. It comes out to be exactly what you want. Anyways, I spent way too much time on that. Factor this guy. Don't solve. Don't want him solved. I want you to factor him. I have no idea how it factors. I'm going to assume it takes a 5x and a 3x. And I'm going to play with factors of 8. Notice that this was factors of the 15x squared. That's what it was. I've still got kids just writing random numbers here. This is factors of 15x squared. Whatever goes here and here is going to be factors of 8. You know, this number never actually shows up. And let's see, probably a 4 and a 2. Yeah, 4 and a 2 will work. Now the outside's going to make 20x. The inside's going to make 6. I want a positive 14, so plus minus. Because I want to be plus 20x minus 6x. And that is the complete factorization. But some of y'all not want to learn how to factor. Whatever. You want to learn anything. It's not working out for you. Stop this one and start another one. That way, in case something crashes, I don't lose everything.